Show go on.
Hello. Yes, I think we are live, and we are joined from Germany with Christa. Hi, Christa. How are you doing?
Hi, and I'm cool. Very dark here. It's
Very
nighttime.
dark. It's nighttime. Yeah, it's bright and sunny here.
Yeah.
Now, for people that are coming on either live or as a video, our internet seems a little bit unstable. So if there's any glitches, we apologize in advance. But I'm really excited and thrilled to be able to have Christa on because see, ever since the '90s, I've been interested in Feng Shui, and I read a couple of books. God, I forgot her name, but there's an author that had a lot of Feng Shui books, and I can't even remember her name right now. I don't know if it's
Lillian
Sue.
2, most probably. Lillian
Yeah, yes,
2.
Lillian Pooh. Yes, yes, that's the one.
That's what
Yes.
I called her Lillian Pooh. She writes a lot. Yeah, she did. Yeah, but we'll talk about that just now as well. Yeah, it started bubbling in the 90s, and I was just lucky enough to be in America at the time. And I was working with the American Institute of Asian Studies. I'd actually gone to America to find out about prana. Nobody knew what prana was in those days, now it's like
Really? Wow.
everybody. Yeah. So I did pranic healing. I thought I was smart when I went there. I had reflexology and aromatherapy and a lot of Steiner work. My kids were in the Rudolf Steiner school, and I'd helped to build up a school in the townships. So I thought I was very smart. I had nothing really left to hold me back in South Africa. So I up and went with my one child over there at the time. Anyway, then I discovered the pranic healing, which was just
Right.
awesome because for me, I started with reflexology, which is really feet, and I don't really like to touch, but it's just my thing. So pranic healing was just amazing because it was sort of out here. Then I did
Yeah.
pranic psychotherapy and crystal prana. And then he said, "You're going to teach you about Feng Shui," because nobody knew what it was. To be really honest, it was 94. And he said, because it's just starting to bubble, and we teach it. And at that time, whatever I did, Kriya Shakti, whatever I could, I just gobbled that they taught. I just loved the way that he taught. Very scientific, harsh. He's very harsh. There's very Chinese. There's no like excuses.
Right.
So that's how then I got back to South Africa. It's absolutely incredible. Everybody wanted to know, so I learned a lot there. And when I got back to South Africa, nobody had really. And I said to a friend of mine, he was going to do some for me. And I said, well, you know what? I've got these two things I need. We were trading, how we do that trading. And I said, well, what I really want to do is I want to do like turning cycles with teenagers, and women.
Nice.
Which is very when you get to puberty and because with the Steiner stuff was very nice. I've got this stuff, but I don't think anybody wants it, which was Feng Shui. And he said, my God, we've got to get you on the map.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, and then he actually introduced me very much into the gay community, the Outright magazine.
Uh-huh.
Um, so that was that was my beginnings. And then there was like, Chinese people don't talk English. In America they do. And I knew all the things that we needed, but it was so difficult to find them. And there was no internet at the time. I just started ordering books from overseas. I started gobbling it up. I had such an extensive library. And then I realized that, I've always been interested in houses and architecture. So the African people do something very similar. And I just started asking people. So then I came up with my Africa Zen thing. And yeah, it was very interesting because Lillian too, because I practiced that way. She was brilliant. Lillian too, a lot of people will have heard of her. Let me just digress a little bit. Feng Shui, well, literally means wind and water. So he who
Uh-huh.
controls the water controls, and that's so ancient, hey? That's like thousands of years ago. Huh? Feng Shui is also, it's about 7,000-8,000 years old. It's really old stuff. Then over the years, people really used it to build empires in China and to destroy empires in China. So years it actually became outlawed. And I think, I mean, now it's maybe changed a little bit, but for many, many years, especially with the communist era, it was actually punishable by death.
Wow.
Feng Shui. Yeah, because it's so powerful. And Hong Kong was built up on Feng Shui. So that was the whole money thing. Lillian too is brilliant, but she worked with the compass era and the desk. I mean, she goes into the minuscule bits of it, like your desk must be 34.5 centimeters high, you know. So if you want that, but I prefer the practical secrets. We had a lot of also, sorry, I'm talking here. Is it interesting?
It's very interesting, yes.
Yeah, because there were, I learned the school, Compass School also, which is there, they call it the Flying Star. I hope some people know what I'm talking about. The Flying Star key. That's actually a Japanese edition. Oh, I'm going to have to leave you for 1 second because my phone's going to die. Sorry.
Oh, sure.
As I said, I was so prepared on my computer. No. Hey, Buns. Sorry about that. This is really, and I was so nicely prepared.
No, I don't know why I can't print your thing correctly. Let's try this again.
It's just that too short.
Well, anyway, so while we're waiting, I'm trying to actually get this contact information, properly spaced. Let's see if that worked. Yeah, I think that works. So here's Christa's contact info while she's taking care of whatever she needs to take care of. So, thank you everybody for being here, whether you're watching this live or as a video. And we're going to dive into things in just a second. Now, Christa also has a bio up on the description here. Very interesting. She talks about her stories with things like that were going on, like say in South Africa, and things that really you kind of defined her and got her into her experience, like she was saying a little while ago about how she's learned a little bit about prana and energy healing. And honestly, that's how I started to gain more respect for things like Feng Shui. When I started to feel energy more and start to feel energy flowing more, it was kind of like I could feel like the energy flowing in my space. And as a young adult, I was pretty disorganized and sloppy. And then some point came up where I just didn't feel comfortable if my space was not properly organized. It was not properly, if it was messy, it really affected my energy. And right now, because I'm doing a lot of cleaning today, I've got like stuff all over. So it's kind of like, I hope that that some of the glitches that we're experiencing in this interview isn't a reflection of the disorganization around me. But if it is, I apologize. But I'm using a lot of stuff. I'm doing major cleaning today. But anyway, this is
I'm so glad. Well,
yeah. It's like I haven't had a day off since Christmas. Literally, I've been working either on videos or interviews or doing readings and appointments and stuff like that. So it's like I have a day off today. Once I'm done here, I'm gonna clean. So I started to do that in between tarot time and now, and everything's a wreck. But anyhow, what I
You
had
have
this
been
is
big.
so this is Krista's contact info where it says contact me. It's not Adam contact, it's Krista's contact, and she's on WhatsApp also, which is convenient, and email. So I wanted to,
Yeah, for now. Yeah,
I,
I'm busy putting together some workshops, and I'm actually just, I'll drop it in right now. Is I'm looking for some interested people, sort of 5 to 7 people, where we can work through. Because before, when I taught, it's 18 to 19 nonstop, because I built Feng Shui up. In fact, I
yeah,
like to say I teach you to teach yourself. Really dumb it down, because even looking now and thinking, they talk about it like you don't understand it. It is actually, I'm so blessed that I've had this insight into to build it up.
yeah,
And then I teach you how to work with energy. I teach you how to see energy. Well, I encourage you to teach yourself.
yeah.
So
I just
just
it's kind of like
do.
we have our teachers, but then it's self-discovery. Everything I discovered about
Absolutely.
energy, I discovered myself. I
Yeah.
just had guidance from teachers, basically.
Yeah. Well, you've done martial arts, and that's so connected with it, with Feng Shui. I mean, working with the prana and chi energy, and the more that you don't know,
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
that you teach yourself. Yeah.
I started in 1978 with martial arts and Tai Chi, and then 8 months later, I had this awakening, and then I started to really understand Chi. Like I would do my forms, and it felt like like some outside force was moving my body. It didn't feel
Yeah.
like I was using my muscles anymore, and that was the Chi.
Yeah.
And then I'd have my brother say, try to push my arms down, and he'd be like, "Wow, what is that?" And I'm like, "I'm not doing anything. It's just the energy, basically." So really cool. So healing elements would say, the full moon, I mean the moon's in Leo now, but the full moon was in Cancer, and perfect for. So
That's
I'm doing
homing.
the right thing, cleaning and organizing. I'm in tune. So I
And
always
you know what? It's Chinese New Year.
Yes. It's the Lunar New Year is on the 21st, I think, or
Yeah.
22nd.
I don't do too much with that. I mean, what I teach is more, and that only came in about 3,000 years ago. The animals.
Right.
We're going into the year of the water rabbit, and that's usually generally a very lucky year, making lots of babies. We came out of the
Water
tiger
rabbit, of
year.
course.
But very interesting. I was listening to you earlier on, and it's for the first quarter. It's really internal. People are not going to go out, so just be aware of that. That you actually force
Yeah,
yourself to go out and a little bit of bouncing about.
yeah, I feel that.
But let me give you some busy cleaning, and that's great. Cleaning is always a good start. So,
Also, this year in Chinese New Year, because the new moon, that's Lunar New Year's the 21st. So Chinese New
yeah.
Year's the 22nd. That's the same day that Uranus stations to go direct. Like right on
Oh,
New, and
interesting.
Uranus is really about like higher mind, like evolution, revolution, sudden
Yeah.
changes, and water rabbit. I mean, this is going to be a very interesting year. I feel very good about it.
But just also for people, make too many huge decisions in the beginning.
Yes.
Rather, you were saying earlier, it's the same thing. Find your teachers, find a new whittle it down. Don't get yourself too confused. Get yourself a little handful of what you like. Balance your house.
Balance the
So you
house.
see,
Yes.
where am I? One's
Oh
not
wow,
going to
very
harm you.
good.
Sorry. So these things are really, that's in any Chinese restaurant, you will always see this. A lot of people, you were just saying, yes, we know it easily, and we move our homes around, and then we move them back because they didn't work. But now you do Feng Shui, you've got a plan as to why it will work. So number one is to balance your day. So that's usually, well, they do the food dogs, the lions outside. Okay, one One
Wow.
needs the earth and the other knowledge and heaven. Whoops. Okay, but we'll just start with plants. So 2 plants, 2 statues, same, either way. Okay. I like to just automatically put a very simple, you can put a round mirror or even like a brass door knocker if you don't want to put a mirror above your door. I used to just have mirrors cut for me. I didn't use the convex, sometimes in very rare cases. Put them at first. So I had to, and these work, you're not going to make a mistake. If you're using those other, make a mistake. Your number must be going up or straight. Going up
Okay.
or straight. If it's going down, you're going to bring in depression into your life. It also, it's about observing. Behind I'll show you here just now where that comes from. Behind you is nice to have trees. In South Africa, we're lucky we have a wall. I don't know, you need something solid behind you. Which is the space of the, okay? On the east side or facing your home on the left. I prefer to just work like that if it's not so is the space of the yang. Where is she? There we go. Of the yang dragon. So you want that one nice and green, and the other side. On the right, that's next year's a dragon year. On the right hand side, as home is the west, is the space of the white tiger. Now the white tiger, she don't like to be moved. She's a girl. Didn't I draw the tiger there? The tiger does not, I was the other one. So it's, and lower. She doesn't want to be higher than the other side. If you've got your driveway to the right of your home, to do any kind of alterations to that space of your home, you're going to hit some steps. Because it's the space of the white tiger, she does not like to be moved. So how do you combat that? Cures, you got some alterations, or you have your driveway there. We're not all going to be like Lillian,
Right.
change the direction. We don't have that money. She's a girl. What do girls like when they're upset? Presents. So if it's in your garden, plant her some nice white flowers. Obviously, we can get later on into the amount of numbers that we work with. The only thing that's, you can do like white on the one side, some nice green or plants on the other side, something solid behind you. You always want your back protected. As you're facing your house, this is how I work. You're facing your front door, but you want water. If you can.
Heard that.
Just obviously, once you've got a fountain, we don't all have the means or the money, and it's complicated to put fountains outside. I always wanted somebody to develop a battery-made fountain, outside fountain. So there's something somebody can do one day. But water, even if it's a bird bath, it's definitely helpful. If by unfortunate chance you have it on the other side of your house, I would suggest putting some nice big stones around, just so that you combat. We work with the 5 elements there, just so that you actually harness that water energy, and then put in water on the other side. If it's a bird bath, then take the water out and feed the birds. You can feed the birds on that side.
Nice.
Your driveway, you don't want it to be it's like a railroad. You want it a little meandering. If it is straight, because it's like a runaway train, so it's called Shah energy. We don't like that. There are no straight lines in nature.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So you can put plants on either side. I'm going to draw it up here so that the energy starts to do this. What we want to do, and energy, God bless it, is actually really very stupid. So that's the way I teach it. It's so simple to harness it, but it is so stupid. It doesn't care as long as you're doing something proper.
Yeah.
So you can put plants there or pots. If this is your entrance, wall, you put pictures on the side so that the energy has something to look at.
Nice.
Okay. And play with it. I mean, ideally, we want our energy to do, I mean, obviously, the stuff is huge. We want it to play around the house, you know. It wants to just go and visit things that you've got there. Like this. This is ideal. But in my experience, and I can't tell you how many hundreds, thousands of people I've done, that sounds bad. I have yet to find something in a textbook. When I teach, I do use a textbook.
Yeah.
But I still don't find it in the textbook. As I've
yeah.
always
Yeah, I find often, I mean, they're good references, but you really learn through experience and doing and through your heart. And then it's good to understand the concept through the teachers. But then once you understand the concept, then you understand and then you can modify. I had an interesting question here, and I wanted to flag that. Because I like the use of mirrors. Like I have like a mirror. It's actually a Feng Shui mirror pointing outwards, kind of sort of deflecting any negative energies away from the home, stuff like that. But this was interesting. So I don't know if you can see or not on your end. But the question is, what do you view when people put mirror reflect their bed when sleeping? For Asian, this is not good Feng Shui. Okay. Very bad, yes.
No, it's the story behind it.
I don't have mirrors in my bedroom. I just don't feel like that's a good thing.
You can have mirrors in your bedroom, but not at the bottom of your bed. You can have them to the side. You can have them behind your bed. You can even have them.
That makes sense.
But not at the bottom of your bed. Because the story about that is that when you're sleeping, your spirit leaves the body. And now it's so easy. We astral understand so much more. Your spirit leaves the body and it sees itself in the mirror and it gets out. So that's why you don't want the mirror.
Makes sense to me, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And just with your home, it's with mirrors in general, just be so careful what your mirror is reflecting. And it is very nice. Get very neutral to put it in your entrance, which I also say is entrance yourself when you come into your home. But what is your mirror reflecting? You might be bringing in some into your home. If you're bringing in trees and greenery and something super, maybe you can angle the mirror a little bit. But if you're bringing in power lines or the traffic, you're going to bring in, you're really inviting that into your home. So be very, 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 very careful with mirrors, whatever they are. Mirrors are so powerful. You can ask any ancient culture. They put mirrors all the cultural dresses to drive away the demons. And a lot of their tribal, everybody. I think what's great now in the States is that you having a lot of, it came a little after Feng Shui, where you're having a lot of the indigenous, the Native American, the Aborigines there, that you have a lot of that. Great, that's based on the four directions.
Oh yes.
One of the things that each and they are all overlinked. They overlay, and then but a lot of that is just like what you're bringing into. You can do all the directions, and you're bringing in poop into your limbs. Or you want to hang on to your old dead flowers. Have we got in there? Can you? I can't see that.
Oh yeah, she was just saying thank you very much, Christa. As I want to book a rental house in Maui, but that place has full mirrors reflecting the whole bed, so I didn't book that place. This is a best confirmation.
Yeah. You can always hang a scarf or drape a scarf. If you when we teach you a little bit, I do the Feng Shui traveling kit.
I have a one of those
when you go away. Yeah.
I think last year someone got that for me for Christmas, like a Feng Shui traveling kit. And no, it's a Feng Shui for my car, like a traveling kit for the car they got me. That's right.
Yeah, absolutely. I used to do it with a rose for the car, and I'd say to people, "Well, you must feng shui. You can do everything." You know, most exciting was a guy who was homeless, and he managed to come on my call, and I used his wallet because I said, "Have you got a car?" He said, "No, I haven't even to sleep yet." I said, "Well, you must have something. Give me your wallet," and we've a feng shui wallet.
That's really interesting.
So into the stuff is just so phenomenal. I wanted to just show you this here quickly. It's actually now, so sorry about that. This is the method. Because feng shui was wu wei, which was nothing. Then was the yin and yang. Then we had the Holy Trinity, the four directions. Then we went on to the 5 elements. Then to the 8 bagua. Then it goes on to the 12 animals. Sorry, am I rushing too fast?
No, you're good.
This is that basic balance +1, and I can't remember where I found, but this is your face of the phoenix in front of you, which is constantly death and rebirth. You would have your water in there, but that's why it's so you must be very careful with the directions, because you might be having a mountain in front of you, and that's going to be more dangerous, because then you have no more opportunities. You like completely, and if you don't, then you have mirrors in your garden and all sorts of wonderful things to make it beautiful. This should be on the other side, the tiger. Sorry, we spoke about the tiger. It's just because it's because of the thing here. And here we have the yang. He's yang. He's the yang dragon. And at the back we have the tortoise, which must be something behind your back. That's why we don't like sitting in front of mirrors.
Right.
Now, in the center, what we have, when you have that balance, it's a very simple balance to do. But it takes a lot of cleaning up, and, it sounds simple, but you can have a look at the garden. And then in the center, we have the snake, which is you, your home.
Yep.
And it's not so much transformation, it's more transmutation. Mind you, these days it's transformation. Right. But before, it sheds its more and just becomes more and more beautiful. But at the same time, remember that when you're impure and you're busy shedding your skin, which we are, the snake is incredibly vulnerable. And it needs to go somewhere and hide. It needs to be a lonely space. It can't go away fast. It can't get rid, So use that also in your life when you're going through changes. And say, okay. So what else can I tell you? How are we doing on time there?
Oh, we're doing good. Yeah, I just, I have a limited battery, so yeah, I did have a question, and I forgot what it was. Well, I was going to comment that I live like in a valley, so I've got mountains all around my house. So hopefully, I'm not too screwed by that. But maybe should I move the mountains? Yeah, let's move the mountain. That's what I'll do.
Well, you can be Hendrix. Stand up next to the mountain and chop down with the back of my hand. Boom, 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 boom.
But what I wanted to ask is, okay, for example, like when we're going inside the house. Now, I've always liked more of like open floor plans. Like I don't like a lot of clutter in. And then as I started to get into feng shui, people are saying that's actually correct, because then the energy can circulate. And then somebody was teaching me about how, where the wealth corner is in the house, where this corner is, where that corner is, and things to do. But what I wanted to ask is, if you could, like, say you wanted to attract more wealth, or wanted to attract a soulmate, there's feng shui things that you can do, like in your home or like in your room, to help attract that, or.
It's going to be back to front now, because it's like
No, that's exactly what I was looking for. Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. This is the bagua. Is it working? It is working. I mean, sorry, it's not back to front. I don't know. It's fine.
It's just things are reversed on StreamYard. It's just
we do. I'm very, my teaching. And I don't want to sound like mean and horrible. is, and that was like always with Feng Shui. People always, the first thing they ask is for the wealth relationship, and I want to go,
Of course. Well, yeah, of course. That's
but
why
more
I
to
brought that up.
life.
I've been, doing psychic
Yeah.
readings
No,
for
no,
two
because the
decades. I
wealth
know,
area
I know
is
what people
also,
ask.
your blessings and but let me just show you what's the problem. So people rush off to their wealth corner.
Of course, yes.
I'm sure giving you a lot of tips here. So if you're not too silly and you're smart, you can figure out a lot for yourself. And then there you've got my number and my email. This is more what we're looking at in reality in life. A floor plan. You're very lucky. It's very boring. It only wants like square houses and octagons. But this is generally looking at. So now we've got that would be your front door.
Right.
Or maybe that's your back door. That's the other thing. You must be, if you back door, you need to be very clear about putting a plant or something in front of your front door. If you want to, then you must do front door days. You know, people use their back door because it's all come through from the garage. Okay,
Right.
I'm just going to do this very quickly.
I don't even have a back door, so I don't have to worry about that. I've got my palm plant by my front door, so I'm good.
Okay. So we want to make it as clear as possible. And as board, can you see now? Put the things, because like in this place here, front door. Okay, we can see that the whole wealth point is completely missing. And life really is totally revolved around the family here.
Right.
Yeah. Have some problems here in the relationship area. And let's just say there's a drain here. And you're really going to have problems there. Or maybe you've got some negative energy pointing down here. So you'd have to look at that. I generally just put like in all the corners, like a crystal or a brick, just to seal it up as quickly as I can. Because if you start working here, the law of nature will take away from here. So then you're going to say, oh, what's happened? I've got no more, I can't talk to my angels. I had travel plans. They all stopped. So you need to put this balance in as quickly as you can so that you can start to play. But forever. You can't just put like little crystals there and hope that that's going to last forever. It's like putting makeup on and saying that's going to last forever. It's not. You have to attend to the problem and just quickly, always when you move into a new home, whether you know Feng Shui or not, what are the things that irritate you or that you want to change? Write them down, because what sadly happens is we become used to it.
Right.
And we forget about them. So they are things, I mean, a lot of these things you to do in 2 or 3 years time. This is not an overnight. I've done it where I've done virtually overnight. They generally it's like Ascension symptoms. What you can do once you've done this is find the center of your home.
Right.
And that's really, really important to see what's in the center of your home. I've had things like the cat box, and then you wonder why your life is full of poop. That's pretty, it's pretty safe. It's so interesting. People know this, like in businesses where somebody that's really negative in the business has just like here without knowing this stuff. We know it. It's so interesting. It's written on our soul. So you've got to just be really. I don't know what you guys have got in the center of your home. I've got my little desk. Yeah, it's too bad.
Oh, that's good.
But I've got missing places. So now, Adam, are you in 1957? Huh?
1958. I'm 1958. I'm a dog.
Oh,
I'm born in 58. I forgot what element I am, though. I should know all this stuff. I think I'm a wood dog, but I might be mistaken.
Where on earth did I put? Oh, this is so frustrating. I actually organized everything so nicely. And now it's not so nicely organized anymore. Oh, yeah. You're in 58.
Yeah. Yes, late September in 58. Yeah.
Okay. So that according to mine. Okay, yeah, it's so weird, yeah. It makes you very interesting. 9 purple fire.
Interesting.
So
I do a lot
just
of
to
violet flame work. That's interesting.
huh? Yeah, 9 purple fire. So speech is wonderful for you. You love to eat. You're very passionate. You love ceremony.
Yep.
You like ritual. This here is your area, which is a thing, recognition and fame. But it's also self-recognition and fame, not just out there.
Right.
You
Well,
see,
that's
so
what it
that's your
starts.
area.
Uh-huh.
So I would put something personal there for myself if I were you. Be very careful what's in that area in your home.
So that area would
Are
be
you
like,
with me?
well, yeah, that would be like the opposite the front door, that area, or
Okay,
like
so put something, a beautiful picture of a beautiful, something that really, something that talks to you. I mean,
right.
you could even there, because it's you could put swords there, because you like martial arts. You love to learn. Learning is really important.
Oh yeah. Always.
But yeah. What else can I tell you about yourself? Oh, obviously your color is red. Or
Red works well
you
with me.
flamboyant.
I
Yeah.
can be. Yeah, I can be a little showy. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. You can do the blues. No, you shouldn't really do blues.
I
It
shouldn't do
depends.
well.
Like the dark blue, you can. It depends. Like
Well, it's my
you can
Jupiter
do
ruled
the
year.
blues
It's
for
my
wood.
yeah, it's my 3-year numerology, so it's Jupiter ruled. So I'm wearing a lot of blues and purples now for that, but it's just numerology.
Yeah. Be careful of too much water in your environment, because I mean the 5 elements. I haven't done it now. I'll do it another time if people are interested. That's what makes Feng Shui amazing, is the 5 elements, and then we work with it with so many different different cycles, and you work that with acupuncture and with the martial arts. The
Yeah.
whole, yeah. But just be very careful. Too much in a water environment. You've got to look very carefully where the water is in your home. I'm happy to talk to you later if you want to send me a plan of your place, and then I can do a more in-depth.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I don't have a ton of water anyway, so I think I'm good there.
Yeah.
But I wanted to ask, like,
If people want,
before I run out
sorry.
of battery power, um, moving forward, do you feel like, as people are awakening, the energy's changing? Do you see like people getting more interested in Feng Shui and honoring it more and utilizing it
I
more for
hope
their
they
own?
honor it more. When
That's
it
what I
first
think
came
too.
out, it's so powerful, and I hope that it comes with a different space, and not just, oh, how do we make money?
Yeah.
There was so much battling with it. I mean, in South Africa, it was horrid, and this idiot having stickers like, and I understood why. I thought my feng shui is better than your feng shui, and I had spies.
Always
It
competition. Yeah.
was horrendous, and it was hurtful. And then a lot of people came to me and said, you know what? we've tried a lot of the stuff, but the way that you teach, because I think because I teach it really simply and I
Yeah,
dumb it down for you,
and you teach
but
from
I
your
want you to have it.
yeah.
It's your stuff, it's your life. And when you start, so I mean, I always hope that people will do the workshop and do a consultation, because some people don't want to, but you start to understand what the energy is saying, and you
Yeah,
can see what's going to happen in your life. I mean, you've got to be careful not to read it too much. Sometimes in your relationship area, if the picture falls off the wall, it's just the nail.
yeah,
And I also always, I'm very, very clear to people, like, when you go to visit people, you're going to visit the people. You're not to judge their house. I mean, I will tell you the minuscule detail about your life from your floor plan. So you have
yeah,
to really be a big person to literally take that outside. You're just going to visit people. And obviously everybody's going to say, oh, well, where's my, I understand we want, well, just put a plant there, it will help. And obviously if the plant gets sick, then the Chinese are ruthless. They chuck the plant out. They don't nurture things to better. We can
yeah.
put fake flowers or put flowers. Does this go hand in hand with?
Oh yeah, does yeah. I was just
Yeah.
gonna make a quick comment, yeah, there's everybody knows more than you. I mean, I get that. And one of the things, I mentioned Lillian too in the beginning. I mean, I like her, but I found her to be, I don't know what the right word is, just too basic, I think, or too
She's both.
I don't
She
know.
made
It was a good
well
intro,
done
but
to her.
just kind of made me want to learn more, basically, and want to dive more into it.
Oh.
But anyway, what Carissa was asking is this go hand in hand with airing a space as well?
Yeah.
I guess she's
Oh,
asking about
please.
letting air flowing in. Can I even in the winter, I'll open the window sometimes just to let the air through and everything. Can I just don't like the stagnation when everything's closed off and
These are big. They air their house 3 times, even in the coldest of winter. The lufting. They open their doors and windows
yeah,
every
I
morning
agree.
and once
It just
twice a day. It's an institution. It's a German pastime. So airing, yes, obviously is very, very important. What was that?
yeah, that's
Airing
what I
means,
thought. Thanks for validating that.
yeah. And burning incense, I like to use spray, a cleansing
Oh,
spray, and
okay.
sound clear.
Sound works
Um,
really good. Yeah, sonics is
I've,
very
I,
powerful.
yeah, I mean, there's so much. Choose the one that you like, but yet again, be really careful. If you've got shit in the center of your home, that could
Okay.
be nice to sit there and do your bells and your gongs and your pongs and all of that. But if
Yeah.
it's a mess and you're going to activate that even more, and then you're going to, as I say, when the shoe hits the fan, guys, and it will, I just try to um, um and you've got to just be so careful. One of the stories that my teacher told, it was more with Kriya Shakti as well. You've got to be so careful what you do. There was a guy worked, it was one of his stories that worked. I mean, I can tell you horrible stories. They're really sad, but worked with, wanted X amount of money. And it did, he got it. He got it as the insurance payment when his wife and his child were killed in an airplane crash. It wasn't quite how he wanted the money. You have to just be so careful because
You
it will
do. Yeah.
take away from the other area. I'm just like, I have to warn you because it's that's why this stuff was outlawed. I mean, there have been times that I have stopped working with it because it's
Uh-huh.
just way too scary. Because I went into a lot more with businesses, and people are really mean in business. They can be really
Oh,
horrid.
yeah. Yeah.
Competition, it's like it takes a very strong person to really stand there and do it, and to actually incorporate this stuff without making it look like it's gone to a China bazaar. So I work with pictures, I work with water, I work with mirrors often behind a picture. Obviously the space. I've given you a little taste of how the energy works. What's
Yeah.
it's like there.
Oh, I don't know if she's referring to I'm remembering an old Twilight Zone episode. She may be referring to something else where the wishes would be granted, but in a horrible, horrible way. Like somebody would say, "Well, I need $10,000," and then their spouse dies, and they get $10,000 that way. Yeah, which is kind of like that's what I was thinking about also. And I think we have to be in the compassion. We have to be in our heart. It's
It
it's
is
just like with law of attraction. When you want and need, you block that from happening, or it doesn't happen in a power in a positive way. But if you are grateful, like thank you that I have all this abundance, this moment is
absolutely.
clear, then it flows. So I think
Yeah,
we can combine these things: law of attraction, good feng
absolutely.
shui,
Oh,
good,
and it's
yeah,
wonderful with law of attraction because every single area becomes you're focusing on it instead of trying to do all those affirmations in your head.
yeah,
Um, you're actually, you're walking as you walk into your home. You've got your water or representation of water. You can't
yeah,
always. I had black pots outside of my home. I couldn't have water in the one place. So you're saying high water in so quickly,
yeah,
You're saying
yeah,
feeding the birds to the left, is there food there? My knowledge area is working nicely. You're walking inside, you know that your house is protected above you. Immediately you're saying thank you. This is all split second. You're not even really thinking about it. You're walking in something beautiful. You've got your crystal.
yeah,
I had crystals and things. It's really empowering me. I'm so beautiful to be in this beautiful space. When I go into my bedroom, then it was my bedroom was in the wealth area, and then I had bells on my doors, waking up my wealth area. Um, when things get broken or a window just breaks out, okay, what the heck's happening here? Why is this happening? Why is the bath plugging up? Let's go and fix it up. That's a good thing just to do anyway, because it will happen when you start feng shui. Is just clean all your plumbing,
mm, yeah,
just make
makes sense.
your drains, make sure it's working. Obviously that whole thing with the toilet, there was a whole thing on this, like that boys must leave the toilet up and girls must leave it down, and this whole gender issue about it. I thought, well, darlings, it's just because the energy is really poop. Just keep it closed.
Yeah, 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 exactly, exactly.
Bath plugs, I like to keep the bath plug in the bath because that goes down. It was a lovely way. I would clean myself as well. I don't have a bath now. I've only got a shower. But if you have a bath, let's do a lovely salt bath. You can put some
Yeah, I do that.
rose quartz with you. But I would then, if I really needed to clean, I would pull the plug out while I was in the bath, and really just visualize all that poop, just all that SHRT, just removing that energy, just going down the drain. You can feel. So it's
Yeah,
just such a nice way if you've got a bath, and it's so simple. And then you're in your wealth area, and you're letting all the poopy go out, and you're thinking, oh, that's so nice. And then you light some incense, and you light some candles, and it's all about the wealth that you're actually creating at the same time as having a wonderful space, and it all goes like that.
beautiful, beautiful. So we
It is
flashed
so beautiful.
Krista's let me see. This one's better. This is if you want to contact Krista to get some personal advice with feng shui or your space, that's the information to do it. Um, I just wanted to ask if you have like any closing thoughts because I know I'm going on low battery mode now.
No, that's good. Well, just as I said, if people are interested, I'm wanting to put together a workshop so that I can put it on the internet. But I'm
You
looking for some live people to do it, and they will really get special attention. So we can work it out together a little bit with time wise, because I do want to make it a small one and a big one. So if anybody's interested in that, that would be really super. And yeah,
sure.
I don't really care what feng shui you do, but I really highly recommend that you do something in your space environment, because we
Great
know
advice.
it, but every space is a little bit wacky and it can always be fixed a little bit extra. So especially when we're going, it's a nice form of protection. You feel like a little enclosed. Um,
Yeah.
especially we losing family and also, and you can see that in your life, the things well, you'll get a crack in the wall where your family is. And you say,
Yeah.
okay, well, what's happening? Without being, let's fix it up if we want to fix it up, or the picture keeps falling down. Well, maybe you want to change the picture because you want something new, or you've lost family. So we're going through a lot of pain as well, which is fine, but
That
it's
is changing.
sometimes we
Yeah.
don't have to live with it. Yeah.
We have to go with the flow. Yeah. We have to be able to,
Yeah.
adapt to the changes,
Yeah.
Very good. So here's, this again, this is where we can contact Christa, Ed, and I'm just gonna go down to see if there's any other. Yeah, guys have been leaving a lot of contact. All right. Oh, here's like a question here. Oh, he's Pauline just asking, when selling a home, it's a good idea to feng shui it, right? I think I can answer that as a yes also. I mean, makes sense,
It's
right?
to do this basic balance. Some people you want to sell it quickly. I mean, there are all those. That's why. I mean, I put it there. Everything I ever knew, I've learned. I've worked in with Feng Shui. But you want to do this basic balance if you want to sell your home.
Okay, that makes
Don't
sense.
worry
Yeah.
about the big things on the side there, but you want to do your basic balance. You want to give a quick tart up. Maybe you want to repaint your front door. You don't have to put a mirror outside, but it can be a gargoyle, maybe something with
Sure.
or even a door knocker. Sometimes people, I've worked with people don't want that stuff at all. But that's really important. Bring in a little bit of water, even if it's a bowl of water to the right. Obviously, you can put the cinnamon and the vanilla inside your oven. That also makes people like. So as I said, whatever, you can burn some patchouli oil. But
Nice.
then we're going off into tangents. So I mean, those are whatever you feel that wealth inducing. You want to sell it quickly. Chuck in a bit of ginger in it. Make sure that obviously the rooms are tidy. Clean the door handles. Make sure that there's no squeaking doors. Squeaking doors, they bring in angry words, and I would notice that with my kids. And that's all the time.
We
They're
don't need
constantly going
angry
on the
words.
creek. Huh?
Yeah. Well, this has
Yeah.
been very
So
enlightening.
yeah, this
Thank
is
you.
just the tip. Everything
Yeah,
has a
yeah, I
meaning.
know it,
Quite
but a
wonderful.
beautiful overview. And Chris is in
Mm.
Germany now, so it's getting late for her. So we really appreciate you coming on today and being here for us. And
Yeah.
again,
Can I
that's
just
the
leave you with one last little thing
of
quickly
course you
about
can.
when my kids were doing like study, they would be doing the exams, writing tests,
Yeah.
in even Windows, which also reminds me
All right. This may be a sign, but all of a sudden you froze and you're cutting out, and then the note came on my computer. Your Mac will sleep soon unless plugged into a power outlet. So I think between you freezing on the screen, I don't know if they're seeing what I'm seeing or not. And my power's
yeah.
about to die. I think that spirit's way of saying, well, we've been almost an hour. Wow, that went by
We
fast.
have, that's right.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens, when you have a really good, engaging guest with great information. So yeah, what do you guys think? Should we have Krista back sometime? I'm hearing everybody's raising their hand. Yes, 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 yes. Let's have her back. So maybe in a couple months we'll do something.
Let's have a see.
Yeah,
As I say, I'm just so it's like a bit like you, Adam. I'm just we old school. We just want to share all this amazing knowledge we have so that
yeah,
people go out,
yeah.
you know. Yeah.
Yeah, the way I figure, we share, we open our heart, spirit compensates us, money just comes or whatever we need. So, anyways, before we just end abruptly, I'm gonna sign off for now. But thank you so much again for coming on, and thank you everybody. Yeah, if you guys want to check out the 2023 forecast, I'll pin that to the comment. You have and I'll pin also Krista's contact info to the pin comment also, so you guys can contact her.
Yeah.
All right, I love you. Bye.
I love you. Thank you so much. And remember to use the new year coming up again. We always get 2 chances.